looking forward to this one. I'm wondering how far it's going to go because I've got some ideas and there's things I want to do with you, but there's the camera between us and the world between us. And so there's some things I want to do and I'm not sure they'll work, but I'm going to give it a try. And of course, I'm going to let God lead because that is what I do in all my work. And so day 4 is we're going to work with pranayama or breath. And this is part of my daily devotion. Everything that I share with you is part of my daily devotion. And just to remind you, for those of you who've been going on the journey with me, I've put it in the description for this live today, but each day we're building on the practice. So we go from day 1 where we're doing the long form of the Gayatri mantra. Day 2, we use tapping. Day 3, heart congruence, which we're doing in a particular way with prayer, with the prayer thank you. And then today we're using pranayama. So we'll do as we've been doing each day. Each day adds on the other. So we'll go back to day 1's practice and I'll guide you through 3 rounds of the long form of the Gayatri mantra. Remembering that the Gayatri mantra in this form, the first 7 phrases that I will chant correlate to your chakra system. So moving up from the base of the spine, each one of those phases, you can hold your hand on that part of your body or just above your body if that feels comfortable for you. You don't have to. But if you do that, you're also turning this into a chakra blessing, which is a beautiful bonus alongside of having the chanting and tuning into that frequency of sound. We then move into tapping, and I'm sharing with you a technique from Intuitive Intelligence Tapping developed by Angelique, and I'll intuit for us as a collective 3 rounds of that process that I feel we all need support around releasing, and then of course you can continue that on your own if you would like to. The next phase is going into heart congruence for a few minutes using the prayer thank you. So if you're familiar with heart congruence, you'll know that very often that what we do is that we use our mind to focus on a particular image that evokes strong feelings of gratitude. But I'm sort of inviting you into an advanced practice. I'm inviting you into the use of the prayer to cultivate that higher vibration rather than using the mind. So we'll give that a go as well as we did yesterday. And then our 4th day is going to be using pranayama. So let's begin, dear beloveds. If you're safe to do so, I'm going to invite you to close down your eyes and deepen your breath. If it's not possible for you to close your eyes or you don't feel safe to do that, then you can just rest your gaze at a point in front of you. Our intention with closing our eyes or softening our gaze and deepening our breath is to move out of that high beta brainwave state and to signify to our nervous system that we're very safe. We're safe to be here. We can let go of everything else and just for these few minutes be together, exponentially increasing the power of what we do by gathering together and sending that ripple out into the field. Taking another fully conscious breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible and holding at the top of the inhalation for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then exhaling out through the mouth with an audible sigh, letting go of all the effort required to bring you to this moment in your day. And then letting your breathing return to its own natural rhythm, perhaps with a slightly extended exhale, which keeps our vagus nerve stimulated, keeping us out of that fight or flight response. And we'll begin with the long form of the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhur Om Bhuvaha Om Swaha Om Maha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam Om Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodaya Om Bhur Om Bhuvaha Om Swaha Om Maha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam. Om Tat Savitu Varenyam. Bhago Devasya Dhimahi. Diyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhuva. Om Bhuvaha. Om Swaha. Om Maha. Om Janaha. Om Tapaha. Om Satyam. Om Tat Savitu Varenyam. Bhago Devasya Dhimahi. Diyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Shanti. 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 Feeling that vibration moving through your physical body, through your subtle anatomy, and out into the field of the one mind, positively impacting everybody as your vibration alters in response to that frequency. Now we're going to deepen into that. When you're ready, blinking open your eyes. We're going to move into intuitive intelligence tapping, or one of the techniques of intuitive intelligence tapping, just tapping on the side of your hand, just the fleshy part. And we're going to, together, I will intuit on behalf of the group dominant fears that are rising right now, but this is a practice you can use for yourself whenever you like, as often as you like. You can't overdo it, and it will very powerfully serve you to stay out of that once again, that stress response, which is, we know, going to suppress our immune systems and keep us out of our intuition, out of our creative divergent thinking. And we really want to be in those states of being right now. We want to be really agile and responsive to the very rapid changes that are happening around us. So the more we lower our stress levels by returning that proper flow of life force to our body and our subtle bodies, then the more we can be in optimal functioning, regardless of how much stress there is in the world around us. So I'm going to intuit on behalf of us what I feel is coming up as the dominant fears, and you can repeat this silently or out loud after me. And even if it's not exactly what you're feeling, you will get the borrowed benefits of tapping with a group of people, those who are here now and those who will listen back later. We use the phrase, I now release all my emotional attachment to these feelings of despair. Closing down the eyes, taking a deep breath in. And if you're doing this for yourself, you just let the breath go and notice what's underneath that fear. What's the next layer? When you're ready, opening your eyes, and we say again, I now release all my emotional attachment to this fear of not knowing what's going to happen next. Closing down the eyes, breathing deeply, noticing what comes up underneath that for you. When you're ready, opening your eyes. I now release all of my emotional attachment to this fear of abandonment. Just closing down your eyes, breathing into those words, that feeling of energy moving. Now lowering your hands to your lap, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Feeling the belly as much as possible and holding at the top of the inhalation, and then letting it go with an audible sigh. And so that practice, of course, you can continue in your own time, and you may notice more layers coming up for you. Just know that you can come back to that at any time, and it's a very beautiful and efficient way to move that energy out of your subtle body and your physical body, and to bring yourself back into homeostasis, which is what we really want right now, and into that alpha brainwave state where we're receiving our intuitive and creative thinking with as much ease as possible. So now we're going to move into heart congruence through the use of the prayer, thank you. And so I'm just going to invite you. My heart's asking for a little massage right now, so that's what I'm doing. So you might feel like doing that too, or you might just bring the palm of your hand to the center of your chest, or 2 fingers, and just letting that touch signify to your consciousness that we're deferring now to the wisdom of the heart's intuitive intelligence. You may feel, if you're experienced in this practice, an effortless sense of expansion of the electromagnetic field around your heart. Just even with this touch, we can entrain our consciousness to respond to this touch like Pavlov's dogs. We can immediately start expanding energetically before we do anything else, because we've trained our body mind to know what this touch means. It means we're beginning to expand back into the fullness of our true nature, which is open and receptive. And we're going to continue to expand at the heart now by cultivating the high vibrational feeling state of gratitude. We're going to do that by feeling gratitude for exactly what is as it is now, not focusing on rewards or treats or the things that make us feel good, but using the prayer, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Feeling that expansion at your heart of the electromagnetic field, merging your field ever more powerfully with the field of the one mind. And letting that energy move you, these waves of gratitude rolling through you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everything, just as it is, without needing anything to change. I let these feelings of gratitude expand and move through my being, out through my subtle anatomy and out into the world. I say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you can repeat these words, this prayer silently or out loud, whatever feels right for you. Feeling that effortless expansion of your subtle anatomy, the electromagnetic field at your heart, taking your energy outwards. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now let the prayer go and just sit with that feeling of expansion for another few moments. And when you're ready, lowering your hand to your lap, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Once more, feeling the belly as much as possible and then letting it go. And when you're ready, blinking, open your eyes. And now we're going to move into our day 4 practice. And our day 4 practice is pranayama or breath. And I'm going to share 2 techniques with you today. These 2 techniques are quite easy to be able to share in this context, and I want to share practices that I feel confident in. There's lots of breath work that I use and I'm using at this time. Kapalabhati, lion's breath. These are some strong breath practices that I really love, but I'm not going to share them with you because I don't feel confident in being able to teach you in a way that's safe. So I'm going to share two breath practices that I feel are really easy to do and I know are doing what we want right now, which is really taking us out of that fight or flight response and keeping us in our parasympathetic nervous system, keeping us in our alpha brainwave state, and allowing us to reset when we feel that energy rising around us, within us, or in the community around us, to be able to in our hearts. So the first breath is called bumblebee breath, and if you practice yoga or you practice pranayama, you'll probably know this one. It's very joyful, lovely, fun one to do with your kids as well. And when we go into the breath, we'll do it with our eyes closed, but I'll just share it with you now. It's very simple. We're going to create a vibration by releasing our exhale through closed lips. So I'll share it with you. So we inhale, always with our yogic breathing, we're filling the belly as much as possible. And then as you exhale, you're going to make that sound like the bumblebee's buzz. And I'll share it with you, that sound, so you can hear it. And you just go for the full extent of your exhale, even though it doesn't look like there's an actual, or an exhale going out through my mouth. The air is being expelled as I contract my belly back to my spine. So when we breathe in, the belly fills. And then as I make the sound, my belly's pulling back to my spine, and the air is being exhaled out through my nose and through my mouth. My lips are a tiny little bit apart, but you can feel that when you're doing it right, because your teeth will feel like they're vibrating. Your teeth will be potentially together or apart, it doesn't really matter. But your lips are together and you can feel that vibration. Now that sound is also just a really beautiful way of resetting our subtle anatomy as well. We're creating a vibration. And what I'll invite you to do, if you like to, and you feel comfortable in the safety of your own home, is to actually close off your ears just a little, so that you, I'll guide you. We're going to do 3 rounds, so you'll know when to finish. But that way the sound of the vibration will get very loud inside of your head, and you can get that full experience of the resonance of that vibration. It's a lovely experience. You don't have to do that, but if you'd like to, it can be a really lovely addition to the bumblebee breath to actually increase the audibility of the vibration inside of your own being, and to feel that reset that's coming from the sound. So we're going to do 3 rounds together. As I said, I'll guide you through and you'll know when we're done, because I'll stop doing it. So if you are blocking your ears, just get to the end of your 3 rounds. Even if you can't hear me, it won't matter. All right, so let's begin. Take a clearing breath, inhaling through the nose, holding at the top of the inhalation, filling the belly as much as possible, and then exhaling out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Breathing in to begin, blocking off the ears if you're going to do that, and we begin. When you're done, just lowering your hands to your lap, and once more just feeling the vibration moving throughout your being. That beautiful nervous system reset through the creation of the vibration, the altering of the breath, stimulation of the vagus nerve to move us out of the fight or flight response. And like chanting, we're creating an audible frequency that we are then, if you like, soothing our subtle anatomy with. When you're ready, opening up your eyes. So that's a really beautiful one. I really love the sound. And if you block your ears, you kind of increase the audibility. And if you're in a room with other people, you might be less self-conscious. But it's a lovely one. And I'm just going to share now one more very simple pranayama. As I said, I've got a lot that I'd love to share with you, but I'll keep it simple. And this is 4-part breathing. And I'll guide you into it. But the intention of this is that eventually we will have 4 parts to our breath. That's the inhalation and the retention, the exhalation and the retention, and each part will be equal, so that we're able to comfortably hold our breath or retain our breath between the inhale and the exhale and the inhale without coming out of that and kind of gasping for air. That's what we want ideally in this practice. So I'll guide you into it, but you're going to eventually create your own count for how long that is comfortable for you. It might start off at 2 or 3 counts, but that might increase over time if you practice breath retention to be able to increase each part of this 4-part breathing being up to sort of 6, 7, 8 counts. All right, so let's begin. Once again, you can have your eyes closed for this or open, it doesn't matter. Taking a clearing breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible and letting it go out through the mouth with an audible sigh. And just begin to pay attention to your inhale and your exhale. Before we do anything to change the breath, just noticing the natural organic inhalation and exhalation. Now we're going to focus on slightly extending these 2 parts of our breath, and as we inhale, we'll inhale for 4 counts, expanding the belly as we breathe in. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pulling the belly back to the spine as you exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And now just for a moment, hold the breath. And now exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And just hold for a moment at the bottom of the exhalation and then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, 2, 3, 4. Now keep going in your own rhythm. It may be longer than 4 counts, it may be shorter. We're inhaling, holding, exhaling, holding, and each part is equal. And we'll do that in silence together just for the next minute or so, focusing on that 4 parts, perhaps even seeing in your mind's eye a square, and you're visually traveling along each side of the square with the inhale, the hold, the exhale, the hold. And of course, if you have Ujjayi breath in your practice, you can practice that throat restriction breathing. If not, don't worry about it at all. Just continuing, letting the energy build, feeling that focus as we hold our attention on 4-part breathing. And when you reach your next exhale, just let all of that go. And let your breathing return to its own natural rhythm. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, blinking open your eyes and coming back into your space, fully present here and now. So, dear This is day 4 of our Sadhana journey. Thank you so much for being here with me. Tomorrow will be our last day and we'll have our final practice, and then I'll have an invitation for you. Of course, we're having done all of this for 4 and soon to be 5 days. What can we do with this, and how can we be of service through our devotion, through our commitment to committing to a sadhana for a certain number of days, that spiritual discipline that is allowing us to be in service by taking some fierce action. It's such a pleasure to share these practices that are part of my daily devotion, and I hope that they are serving you to stay in that space right now of being heart-centered in your creative, intuitive brainwave state, staying open and divergent, agile and responsive to these rapidly changing times, and able to meet them with ease and grace. It is my privilege to serve you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll let you know what time I'll be coming live. Bye.